Back to you, and we stay in North America now. Canada will lift many retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods while keeping tariffs on autos, steel, and aluminum for now. Prime Minister Mark Carney announced the move aligning with the U.S. on United States-Mexico-Canada agreement-covered goods. This restored free trade for most items, boosting the Canadian dollar. Carney has emphasized Canada's commitment to the USMCA and took a softer tone on trade following months of tense talks with the U.S. despite the progress. The two sides remain far from a comprehensive deal. Carney's approach could face political challenges as the Conservative opposition criticizes his moderation. U.S. President Trump praised the tariff decision and plans another call with President Carney. President Trump has also been negotiating unusual corporate interventions like a U.S. stake in Intel, which some critics see as creating new risks for businesses. Let's listen into what the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney and U.S. President Donald Trump has said.
In this context, and consistent with Canada's commitment to CUSMA, I'm announcing today that the Canadian government will now match the United States by removing all of Canada's tariffs on U.S. goods specifically covered under CUSMA. The situation we're in now is that Canada and the United States have reestablished free trade for the vast majority of our goods. Canada will retain our tariffs on steel, aluminum, and autos as we work intensively with the United States to resolve the issues there. Indeed, our focus is squarely on these strategic sectors and the future. Canada currently has the best trade deal with the United States. And while it's different from what we had before, it is still better than that of any other country.
He's removing his tariffs, yeah.
Exactly.
He's removing his retaliatory tariffs, which I thought was nice. And we're going to have another call soon. Okay. Yeah, we had a very good call. I like them. You know, look, I'm fighting for the United States. Canada and Mexico have taken a lot of our business over the years, over 25, 30 years, especially during the Biden years. They took a lot of our business, and it's basically all coming back into the United States now. Well, hot as a pistol, and it's coming back in. Because of tariffs and the incentives we give, it's coming back. And it's impossible, I think, for another country to stop it. And we are working on something. We want to be very good to Canada. I like Carney a lot. I think he's a good person. And we had a very good talk yesterday, so I think it'll be good.
Now for this discussion, we go back to Professor Jim Rice. Thank you, Professor, for staying with us. Now, thank you. Now, Canada has the decision to lift most retaliatory tariffs on U.S. while keeping certain tariffs intact. Seems like a step towards compromise, indeed. So what do you think this signifies Canada's growing dependence on U.S. trade interests, or continuing to depend on U.S. interests at the expense of its own autonomy?
Well, first of all, I think that this is a step in the right direction. And my position as general has always been that tariffs should be reduced as much as possible, or, if possible, completely eliminated. I believe that this is the best course of action, but there are exceptions. Now, the U.S.-Canada trade relationship is very old and is very important, and is huge. I don't have the numbers here, but it's in many billions of dollars per year, and it's in the benefit of both countries. It's the benefit of the farmers and the industrialists and the ordinary people, consumers of both countries, that U.S., Canada, and Mexico do business with each other. So when Trump unilaterally imposed these tariffs and tore up his own agreement that he had signed during his first administration, it was a catastrophe for all concerned. And fortunately now they're dialing these things back, but I would point out, very importantly, that this was illegal. It was in breach of the Constitution, which gives Congress the power to impose tariffs. And so again, I think your viewers know by now, I'm no fan of Trump. This is Trump once again ruling like a dictator and not like a democratically elected president.